It's all real. This is my brother Domingo. This is his first time driving a Lambo. We're headed to the studio right now. You ready to go get this in, my brother? Get it? Don't be scared of this motherfucker. Hey, did you drive the bitch like you just stole it? So, I'd like to interview just a little bit while we're driving. Okay. You've heard me since we met talk about buying a fucking Lamborghini.
This is it, man. It's always
and it happened. And we talked about the Lambodiaries for quite a while at work, late at night, early in the morning, putting it in. We've had many conversations. And, like I tell everybody, you're like a little brother to me. You meet certain people in life that you just have an immediate connection that you know this is a good person that's supposed to be in your life. And that's why it's very important for me to have you with me today doing this episode and letting you drive my fucking car.
I'm honored, bro.
Hey, man, I'm happy to let you do it, bro. I always said the day would come, this is what we would do. Enjoy it. That's the whole point of it, man. Right. Let everybody that I meet and interact with get to experience something that's a dream for most people that most people just don't ever really get to have. Yeah. So that's why I've always wanted to do this. And so people understand being humble, people understand what it's like to go through life experiences, the ups, the downs, and so, but today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be a good day. How's it feel?
Amazing, bro.
You're gonna turn left. You're gonna turn left. So with this, once again, we're headed to the studio. Once we get there, we're gonna have a discussion about life, about experiences with relationships, divorce, raising kids, all from a father's perspective. We're gonna set some things straight, let you guys know that, fathers have big hearts and have more love than you could ever imagine. So that being said, we'll see y'all in the studio. So I started off with Old Smoky whiskey. Honestly, I'm not a whiskey drinker at all. Absolutely can't stand it. Until I ended up with Old Smoky. The first one I tried was salted caramel. And I could not believe that somebody actually made a whiskey that was so smooth that didn't just have that redneck, no offense, kick you with the cowboy boot in the ass flavor. You know what I mean? Like all whiskeys always seem to taste the same. I don't care. You can mask the bottle, whatever brand you want. Someone gave me a glass of Old Smoky salted caramel, and I was hooked. And from that point on, I've tried all their flavors. The only one I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of is pecan, and just because I don't like pecans. So that's where I ended up with the Old Smoky whiskey. It's absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, go out and buy you a bottle of your drinker. You will not regret it. Okay, and we are back at the studio. We are here with a very special guest today, someone that I hold near and dear to my heart, someone that once I met them, just the chemistry between the two of us, I knew this man was destined to be my little brother for the rest of my life. This is Domingo, someone I love to death. His energy, his vibe, everything about him is just absolutely amazing. He is someone that I truly love and cherish, and I've met his children, and his children call me uncle. Like I told you guys, every kid I meet is going to either call me uncle or run for being scared to death thinking I'm going to eat their candy or some shit. So that's what I do. So
That's right.
Domingo, thank you.
Man.
I love you. Thank you for being here today.
It's an honor, bro. I'm just happy to be a part of your dream. Finally made it happen. It's an inspiration for me.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. So you knew the goal was to buy the Lambo before I even bought the Lambo.
Right.
And you knew the goal was the Lambodiaries.
That's
You've
right.
known this for
That's
a while.
right. A long time.
Yeah, for
A long
years we
time.
worked together.
Yes.
And you know, what kind of boss was I? Was I a dick? Because Domingo doesn't work for me now.
Oh, nah. You was a big brother to all of us.
Okay.
You know, you took us in, showed us the ropes, gave us life lessons. Just, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I always got to reach back and make sure, you know,
Yeah.
because now it's not like I can fire you tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
It's not like, oh, you're fired, dick. No, that's good though. I'm glad that you looked at me that way and the other guys looked at me that way. I'm glad that I had that ability to be a big brother figure to you and other people. And like I said, I've always looked at you like a little brother, not in like a negative way, like, oh, I got to take care of this guy. But
Right.
I've looked at you in a way that I see a version of myself in you. And I want to make sure that with the knowledge I've had through my life experiences, that I help you hopefully never make a mistake that I made.
Right.
And that's why I've always looked at you like a little brother. I just really feel like I feel like the universe has brought us together for a reason. And I appreciate you for being here and being a part of this.
Thank you for having me, man.
So what was it like driving the Lambo now that we're not in it?
Oh, man. It was nerve-wracking. I mean, I was trying to take it slow and everything.
Sure, and you didn't have to.
You know what I'm saying?
This interstate you could do 120, the other one you better do 10.
Yeah.
Right, I got you.
I loved it, though, man.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
First time driving the Lambo, too, so it was exciting, man.
I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm glad I got to share the experience with you. Like I said, I always said that's what I would do, and I'm true to my word. That's what matters.
That's right. That's right. Always been. Always been.
So today we're going to discuss something that I felt more comfortable having with you than anyone else, and that's relationships. Because you have listened to me many late nights have conversations about my past relationships, about my experiences with Match.com.
You mean your horror stories?
You've heard a lot from me in the late nights working and early mornings and long hours and through the stress. You've heard a lot, and I know a lot about your situation.
Yes.
And that's why it was very important for me to have this conversation with you about what it's like to go through relationships, divorce, raising children, separated from children, because we both share these experiences. I have a young child now that's living in West Virginia, and I'm living in Florida. We are very close. I speak with her every single day. So, but there's still that 12-hour drive distance or 14-hour drive distance actually between me and my youngest daughter. My oldest daughter lives in Ohio, so it's a 14-hour drive difference between her and my grandson. And then my middle daughter now moved from Florida back to West Virginia. So I know what it's like. And, you know, two of my daughters are grown. My youngest daughter, obviously, she's 9.
Yeah.
So being away from your children as a father,
it's hard, Jeff.
It's extremely
It's
hard.
hard, man.
And a lot of people have this perception that men aren't wired to have an emotional connection to their children like mothers are.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a problem.
And I agree with you. And I agree with you because I feel like the justice system, right?
Okay.
It plays a major part in how the dad gets looked bad in because it's programmed to favor the mother.
Right.
When if the dad can't go to work, he can't provide. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it looks like we're absent just to be away from the kids, but that's not really what it is. We're absent because we're out here trying to make the money to provide for the family and the kids.
Right.
So
it's a very difficult thing. Now, a lot of mothers will see that and hear that and be like, oh, well, I work too. But what a lot of mothers don't understand is in the relationship in the beginning, normally the male is the one that goes out and provides the majority of the finances for the home.
That's what it is. Yep.
The man normally works the harder job, the longer hours, and is away.
Yes.
Not taking anything away from mothers.
Women, absolutely not.
Women tend to have benefits given to them that men can't.
Right.
Like in my instance, so my oldest daughter, when me and her mother split up, we were young. We were 16 when we had our daughter, very young. 17, I'm in a courtroom in family court trying to navigate life at a 17-year-old with a
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
And I thought as a man, I gave up graduating high school and got a GED so my daughter's mother could go to high school.
Right.
So she went to high school during the day. I watched our daughter.
Right.
At night, I went to night school and I got a GED.
Right.
What I didn't realize is how negatively that would affect me later in life.
Yeah.
People looked at me, oh, you got a GED, you didn't graduate high school. And it's like, well, no, I did what I felt a man should do. I allowed my child's mother to go to school, and I chose night school while I raised my daughter during the day.
Yeah.
And we alternated that. That relationship ended up in a bad light for me. And I've never to this day bashed my oldest daughter's mother. Don't ever plan on it. I don't see what benefit that could ever have. Despite our differences in what our daughter was raised to believe and thought,
Yeah.
I never once wanted to be that father that says, well, your mother, your mother, your mother.
Right. No bashing.
But
No
yet
bashing.
mothers will bash the father that's not
Oh,
there.
yeah. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
And for me, it was very hard. And luckily, I have a better relationship now, later in life, with my oldest daughter. And me and her mother have let the past be the past and move forward.
And how did you get there? Because I'm not there yet. I mean, we're cordial, you know,
Man,
especially now.
it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, the biggest thing for me was in my oldest daughter's life is we were young. You know what I'm saying? Kids should not be having fucking kids. Let's just keep it real.
I agree.
If
My
me now
daughter
could look
is
back,
16, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Just keep the books.
exactly.
Open them up, read them.
If I could have met me now when I was a younger me, man, I'd have gave anything to have someone. And I'm not trying to be funny or boast myself. I'd have gave anything to have someone like me now that's been through the life experiences I've been through.
Yeah.
To talk to me as a younger me. My life would have been a different path.
That's real.
Completely. My oldest daughter turned out to be an amazing child, despite growing up in a separated home. She ended up going to the military, went to the Marines. She's an amazing woman, has an amazing life. She just got married to a great man, has a son. My grandson is awesome. Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? 46, we were talking about grandchildren. It's wild when you think about it. So for me and her mother to get to where we are now, it literally just took separation. We had that clash. No matter what, we clashed. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, there's people like that in life that you're going to meet that you just cannot come together,
right?
Because you're both so hard-headed,
right?
That you don't want to accept each other's flaws and each other's reason for why things were the way they were. Yeah. So the best thing you could do is allow separation and allow your maturity to set in and let mine and your problem go, right, and focus on the child. And that's what it took. So for some people, that's what it takes. It takes just not communicating. Yeah. Communicate for the child only, right, but let everything that you have, the animosity or the heartbreak or the anger, whatever the issue is, just let it go. Ignore it, because sometimes there's no solution. There's just no solution to the problem. The best solution is no solution. Walk away from it. Just leave it be. No closure. And for my oldest daughter, thankfully, the other day she actually sent me and her mother a message. It was a 3-way conversation, and she said, "I am a part of both of you, and because of both of you, I am bulletproof." I broke into the fucking tears. Dude, I was at work fucking crying. Literally. And I messaged her back, and I was like, "Thank you for making me cry at work. Thank you. I'm a very large, 240-pound man crying in a work van.
Shit. Now
I used to do magical shit. Look at me, I'm in all pink, and I literally had unicorn underwear on. No bullshit. Y'all know me. I'm gonna show you. You can't see on the camera. I have unicorn fucking underwear on. Do magical shit. Okay. So I literally bawled and cried.
That's nice.
But my daughter, literally, she is what saved mine and her mother. She is the savior. And that is what's the most important to me.
That's what it's about.
She took the pain and suffering the two people had that created a child, and she became a great woman from it.
Wow.
And I can never be more proud or happy.
That's right. That's right.
So if I flip to the next relationship, to my two middle kids' mother, who I'd known from junior high, wanted to date, wanted to be with, was always afraid to reach out to her. I was a skinny white kid, and she was
that school crush?
School crush.
She was
School
a
crush.
baddie in the
She was
school?
a hottie in school. She was a hottie in school. She was, she was black. I was white. I'd never seen her like hanging out with white dudes, but I always wanted to go out with her. And finally, one day, we ended up bumping into each other, and we had two beautiful kids. We got married. She chose a different path. I chose the path of a father. I chose to go to work, come home and be with the kids.
Right.
And while I was gone, she chose to have extracurricular activities that involved abandoning my children.
To each his own. No judging.
No judging.
No judging.
And I never bashed this is again the difference between men and women.
Right.
I swear to you, this is not bashing women. I swear to you, I need people to understand this episode is solely about, for once, a man's perspective on relationships and on breakups. For once, it's not narcissistic, it's not misogynistic, it's not putting women down, it's not a man's better than a woman. It's none of that. I need you to understand this is truly about one man's experience, another man's experience of a relationship. From my perspective. And if you feel this, whether you're a man or a woman, then I hope what we are saying helps you. So with that being said, my first relationship with a child, I was with a white woman. My next two kids were by a black woman. And then my last child was by a white woman. So I'm going to be all over the place with this. So I had my next two kids with my wife, and I was happy. And she was someone that I had never envisioned not being with, growing old with.
Yeah.
She had two children before me.
Okay.
Who I loved.
How was that?
Dude, that's crazy.
Kids before you even, you know what I mean?
That's the crazy part. A lot of relationships, people don't realize what it's like for a man to come into a relationship, open his heart up to kids that aren't his.
That's rough.
When you love children that aren't yours, and that relationship ends, you don't just lose the woman, you lose those kids.
That kid too. Yeah, it happened to me. So I was dating someone in New York. She already had a previous daughter. Her daughter was the same age as my daughter. They're both now 15 years old. At the time when I got with her, she was 5 years old. She so, big kid now, beautiful, beautiful girl turning into. It was rough because I loved her like she was mine.
Right.
And I didn't see my daughter as often as because she's all the way in Brooklyn. I'm all the way in other side of New York. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Right.
They get her and my daughter constantly talking now. And sorry.
No, let it out. Let it out.
It's hard because being in that little girl's life, she meant the world to me. And how me and the mom ended up breaking up, it was rough. It was hard.
It's rough.
It was really hard. It was definitely substance involved, and
and that's the same thing that
kids were lost, and you know what I mean. It's hard.
I know it's hard to let stuff out like that, especially on camera. You're giving up a part of your heart that you've suppressed and you've held in to make you the man you are today. But I promise you, when you're ready and you let it out, it's gonna make you better. So I understand the pain you're going through in the struggle.
No,
I promise you, I've had many late night showers.
Old Smokey.
I've had many full body cleanses where I'm in the shower, and I'm having a soul cleansing as well, boo-hooing as well. I've had many of those nights. So for me, my ex-wife, my first ex-wife, I am not a failure at divorce. I will go ahead and tell you that. At marriage, I'm not a failure at marriage. I'm an expert at divorce at this point in my life. I've been married 3 times. I've been divorced 3 times, and I feel there's no failures. There's only experience and knowledge gained from those.
That's it. That's it.
So for me, I had 2 stepkids at that time, and then I ended up having 2 beautiful children. I came home from work one night and found my 2 middle children in the house by themselves. This is going to be, I don't know how people will perceive this conversation. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't give a fuck because it's
Right.
the truth.
Right.
I came home from work and I found my daughter, who was just a little over a year old, and my son, who was 4 months old, in the home by themselves.
Wow.
Where we lived, I grew up on the west side. Well, we lived on the west side of Charleston, in West Virginia, and the houses were pretty close together. And my wife was friends with the neighbors, so I figured she might have just walked. I mean, dude, literally, you could reach out your window and smack the next window.
Yeah.
Maybe she walked next door. I walked through the house, and I found the baby monitor in the kids' room because they were both babies, so we kept them in the same room. Then I found the other baby monitor in our bedroom. So I knew she didn't have it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. Like, well, maybe she'll be right back. Maybe she just walked next door. And 3.5 hours later, I still hadn't seen my wife. And my kids were in the home. And all I could think was, how long have these kids been in the house by themselves?
Yeah.
So I started packing their bags. And it's too early in the episode to let these tears out.
Yeah. That's how I felt earlier. It's
So
touchy.
for a woman to say a man can never know the love that a mother has for a child, I promise you, let a father come home and find his children in the house by themselves. A real father, a real man.
Heart's broken in a million pieces.
So I packed my kids' bags. I just packed their clothes, and I packed some of my clothes. And I think we're about 4.5 hours in when she finally showed up. And she never even argued. Never said a word. Didn't say where she went. I just said, I'm leaving and I'm taking the kids, and I don't want to hear a word about it. And I took my kids, and we went and stayed in Motel 6. So here I am, a single father, working, trying to go to school to be a barber.
Right.
And I didn't know what to do. I just knew I couldn't leave my kids when someone's going to leave my kids at home.
Right.
So I took 2 kids, and we lived in a hotel for about 2 months. And that situation there led me to the penitentiary because I didn't know what to do. I was working. I had kids. I was trying to figure out how to put kids through daycare, trying to figure out how to go to school, trying to figure out how to do everything.
And figure out how to provide.
Trying to figure out how to provide. Now I'm living in a hotel with 2 small children, and I chose to sell weed.
We've all been there,
And that led me to, greed and other things in life that led me to prison. And so I'm raising these kids out of a fucking hotel, bro. And the mother never once asked us in.
That's damn, bro.
And I hope when my kids see this episode, they understand. I've never bashed their mother to them. Again, like I said in the beginning, I don't see what the justice will be behind them, but I need to get this story out there.
Yeah.
So people stop thinking that men don't give a shit. People stop thinking that men don't care about their kids.
No, we care.
That men can walk away. I took my kids and went and stayed in a hotel. And did I choose a bullshit path of selling drugs to raise kids? Yeah, I did. That path ended up leading me to greed and ended up leading me to 8 years in the penitentiary, which in turn, I lost my kids.
Okay,
But thankfully, my father and my stepmother and my mother was there at the time, and they took care of my kids while I was gone. This woman never sent my kids birthday presents, never sent them birthday cards, never sent them Christmas presents. Never. And I never bashed her. And I wish women understood that you don't have to bash a father. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. Just because you're going through a struggle and that man's not there, doesn't mean you have to bash him. Because I promise you that scars your children more than what it does help them.
And from my experience, Jeff, I think the bashing comes out of not. I think it comes out of a bad relationship. You know what I mean? Like a breakup. Oh, I'm not with that dude no more. Oh, so that's where bashing starts coming in. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you guys have kids together, so it makes it even worse. But to me, that's where the bashing comes from. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this this dude, you know what I mean? Talking to their homegirls on the phone, and
Right.
that's
They
where
to try to
starts to turn
justify
into.
the reason of the end.
Yeah.
And I could never see myself as a father bashing my kid's mom. Like what the fuck was the benefit?
No man should.
What was the benefit?
No man should.
So I didn't do it. And I raised my kids until I went away. And then I did my 8 years in prison. And I came home and I took custody of my kids. The moment I got out of fucking prison, I got full custody of my kids back.
Like a real man.
Full custody. And I still never bashed their mother. And it has nothing to do with any type of. It didn't make sense. What the fuck was the gain if I did it?
Right.
I'm a father. I
Step
did
up
what I
to the
needed to
plate.
do. I stepped up.
That's
I
what
stepped
it
up.
is.
That's what I
it's
should have
about.
done.
That's
And
what it's about.
that's what anyone that cares about their children does. It's not about a mother's love, a father's love. It's my kids.
That's right.
That was my
That's right.
responsibility to
That's
do what
right.
I needed to do. And I raised those two kids, and I ended up meeting another woman
Mm-hmm.
and, being in relationships. I met a couple of women,
Right.
and they were in and out of my life. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for other women to come in and help raise someone else's kids. It's hard because these children obviously were not born by her. So there's love, and then there's like maternal love, and there's parental love. So you have those situations, and I feel the women in my life that I had that my kids were around, I feel they all played a good part in my kids' lives. I feel they all played a learning experience in those kids' lives. And for the majority, most women I was with, uh, in and out of relationships, being a single father, raising two kids on his own, I feel those women, they gave my kids something, whether it was good or bad, positive, negative, doesn't matter. My kids learned something from those experiences.
Right.
And one of the biggest things I would teach my kids during these relationships that I went through was I would literally say to my daughter, you do not treat a man the way you are watching me be treated. And my son, you do not treat a woman the way that you have watched me act. I wasn't always the best man.
Wow.
I wasn't always the best man.
Yeah.
So I made sure my son knows, hey, I fucked up.
Right.
Don't repeat
Those same steps.
Don't repeat my shit.
Yeah.
Learn from my experiences.
Right.
Learn from my mistakes.
You have your own journey to go on.
Learn from these.
Right.
Be a better man.
Right.
Don't be like me. Be better than me. And that's how I was with my two middle children. And my oldest daughter knows these things because we've had these conversations. Now, fortunately, my youngest daughter, me and her mother are like best friends.
Wow.
Like we went to divorce court together. We went out to lunch after divorce court together.
That's unheard of.
Like she has a key to my home. Right now, today, she has a key to my home. She comes to my house. She stays at my house. That's when she wants vacation, she has free vacation at my home.
Wow.
Any man she is with, as long as I know he is a good man to her and good man to my daughter, is more than welcome in my home. That's the type of man I am. Because I want what's best for my daughter's mom.
Right.
Because she is a great woman. She is probably someone who saved me. When I came home from prison, she accepted me and two kids that weren't hers. And I wasn't ready for the type of love she was giving. I thought I was. But she was the type of woman that, was a worrier, an overthinker, and those type of things were okay at first. And then I realized that they were more than I could handle coming fresh out of prison.
Right.
So that made life different.
Yeah.
And we'll touch a little more on that in just a minute. But to stay on the topic of the kids, of what it's like to have stepkids and lose stepkids and be in a blended family. Bro, it's hard. It's hard for men and women.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, it's a little harder for men because if a man is in a relationship with a woman that has a father present, that father doesn't want another man telling his kid what to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But if a man is in a relationship,
kids only got one father.
they only got one dad. I'm the daddy.
That's right.
And if there's a relationship where it's a father that's not present, the mother's so overly protective of the child, a man can't assert that level of fatherhood that the child needs because of protectiveness. They're like, oh, you're being too hard on my kid. You're doing this. And it puts that man that's in this relationship trying to have a stepchild or someone maybe soon to be stepchild. It becomes such a hard job as a man because you're like wanting to guide this child to be a good man.
But you're restricted to.
But you're restricted because of the mother's protectiveness, or you're restricted because of the father's overexertion of his insecurity.
Right.
And it's an issue. It's hard when people don't understand the path that a man takes when he tries to step up to the plate and be involved in a stepchild's life.
Yeah.
Because if I lose you, I don't just lose you, the woman that I love and that I lay in bed with at night and that I want to protect. I lose those kids. So not only do I no longer see you, I no longer see the kids I gave my heart and dedication to. It's not just one breakup.
Yeah.
It's multiple breakups in the relationship. And it becomes very hard. And I don't see that from women. Women will, and again, this is not a bash session. Women will look at it as in, because most mothers, let's be real, most mothers don't walk away from their kids.
Oh, no.
So a woman can look at it as, well, they have a mom. They're still okay.
Yeah.
But a man doesn't see that way. A man looks at children and loves them and protects them and wants to stay with them. And that's where the issue of happy wife, happy life. I used to say that as a joke. And then I started really looking into it and feeling, I started soul searching and feeling this. So I used to be like, oh, happy wife, happy life, happy wife, happy life. And then I learned a man will stay through all the misery you hand him. But a woman will leave for her happiness. And that's, again, I have to stress this. I stayed in relationships that I was so miserable and unhappy in. That I stayed so long that I was no longer myself. That the woman ended up leaving because I had changed so much from my misery of like, shit, what the fuck have I allowed this to become?
Right.
So she finally left, but she left for her happiness.
Right.
And I was staying for theirs.
Right.
And that's the hard part about being a father that steps up to the plate. People don't realize that a man's mindset is, I will go forth, I will provide. Now, there's fucking boys out here that pretend to be men that jump in these relationships. Oh, I'll take care of you, I'll take care of your kid, and they're full of shit. They're fuck boys. Let's be real. Then there's men that actually care. To this day, my stepkids from my previous marriage could call me right now and say, Dad, I need your help. I'm fucking 200 miles an hour back to West Virginia to protect them in a heartbeat. Don't give a fuck. They know that's the relationship I have with them. I make sure any woman I get with in my life knows that.
Right.
If my stepkids call me tomorrow and say, hey, Dad, I need you,
one phone call
I'm
away.
fucking
That's it.
there.
That's what it's about, man.
I don't give up. I do not let them go. They are my kids to my last breath. That's who I am. I'm not a boy. I'm a man. Huge difference in these relationships.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel when it comes to losing a stepkid. How about you?
Man, my situation is different because the girl like I was dealing with, she was into all types of shit. From moving weight and selling a bunch of shit. She was in the street. She was running the street.
She was a dope girl.
She was a dope girl. So and I wasn't really into that lifestyle. She introduced me to that lifestyle, so I took it and ran with it. Coming to find out, she was real toxic though, like abusive, really just verbally, emotionally, physically, just abusive. Relationship didn't work. She had a 5-year-old daughter, which I was really close to. Man, it breaks my heart that I'm not. That girl is no longer in my life because of that relationship. It had to end, and you know
Right.
what I mean. Just yeah, dude, I was there, and she was like, "Yo, can I call you my father?" And she was like 7 years old at this time. She's like, "I want to call you my dad." Meanwhile, she had a dad already. And I was like, yo, I brought it up to her. I was like, yo, she wants to call me dad. How you feel about that? Nah, she's like, nah, how you feel about that? I'm like, yo, that's my daughter. I've been in her life since she was months years old. So, we get into the whole relationship, real serious relationship. We lasted off and on for like 13 years, Jeff. Very long relationship. So I was in that girl's life for 13 years. She wound up getting locked up. The mother wound up getting arrested because she started using while she was selling, and she lost custody of the kid. So after that, me and her had broken up. We had ended our conversation. We just lost touch with each other. And to this day, man, if you're out there, I love you. I just wish you're doing well. Yeah, it's hard, bro. It's hard talking about that.
It is. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is they think a man has the ability to just shut them off. I see a lot of these posts on social media will say, a mother's love this, a mother's love that. I'm like, you have no fucking clue. I'll come home and find 2 kids in the house by themselves. It was a father's love, not a mother's love. It was a father's love that said, I'm going to take care of my kids. It was a father's love that made me take choices and sacrifices that, even though they were the wrong choices and sacrifices, I did what I did to take care of kids and protect them. When I came home from prison, the 2 kids, 3 kids, I had 3 kids. My oldest daughter, she had basically grown up. Then I had these other 2 kids that basically grew up. I was gone 8 years. The stepkids that I knew were gone.
Yeah.
Never seen them, never heard from them, nothing. I thought about them, but I've never seen or heard from them. So when I come home, I immediately get custody of my 2 kids back. And I got a job, minimum wage. I went to social services to look for help. It's embarrassing to say that because a man has pride in himself not to ask for help. So I went because I knew I couldn't afford insurance for him. I had nothing.
Yeah.
Man, I made $7.25 an hour, and fresh out of the penitentiary, my paychecks were like $200 a week. But, man, you can't afford to fucking do nothing, right? So I went to get help. I show up in a city bus with 2 kids in hand. I literally ride a city bus to the social services center as a man looking for help.
Yeah.
On the parking lot of the social services center, I see Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, fucking Nissan Maximas, fucking SUVs. I'm on a bus, right? And I got these 2 kids, and I'm walking in, and I see these girls in there with their fucking hair done up, their nails done up, and these women are in there getting hundreds of dollars assistance. The state of West Virginia offered me $16 a month assistance for 2 children.
That's crazy.
They said I made too much money. And I said, I couldn't help it. And it made me the man I am today. And I'm glad they did that to me. And I feel if the women that were in that office would have been told the same thing, it'd have fucking made them better mothers. It'd have made them better mothers.
Yeah.
They looked at me and they said, you make too much money. And I laughed and I said, I make $7.25 an hour for 40 hours a week. There was no overtime at my job. And I said, I make $7.25 an hour. This was in 2011 when I got out of the penitentiary.
At the time, the criteria was
Yeah. And they said I made too much money an hour. I said, I rode a city bus here with 2 kids, and you offered me $16 an hour. I mean, you offered me $16 a month in assistance. I said, do me a favor. So give that to one of these bitches. No offense. Give that to one of these bitches driving the BMW or the Mercedes outside. I said, you gave me all the motivation I need to be the father I need to be today. I went out and I got 3 fucking jobs. Until I could get my way working to the top.
Yeah.
I would slowly drop 1 job. And then I ended up being a manager at a warehouse because they seen my work ethic, my dedication. And then I just kept striving and striving to be a better man.
Yeah.
The fucking state offered me $16 a month. I said, $16 a month.
What can you do with that? What are you gonna buy? Just
And I can't to this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Rock's, what is the Rock's production company? $7 or whatever his fucking production, $7 or whatever it was, because he's got that story. He had $7 in his pocket. Rock's full of shit. His dad was a WWE fucking wrestler.
yeah.
$7 my ass, you fucking asshole. You came for money. Go eat a dick. Choke on a bag of dicks after that first dick. Fucking liar. Fucking him and his Maui goddamn donations. All that damn money, and he fucking over here asking people to donate to Maui. Yeah, I know I jumped off topic, but fuck The Rock. Fuck Oprah too while we're at it. Fuck them both, dirty bastards. Paint your roofs blue. Laser beams are coming. I know that's way off topic. Everyone's like, what the fuck? But I promise you, told you I'd be real. So $16 a month, that's what the fuck we need to call something. And I just fucking couldn't believe it. I literally sat there, 2 children in my hands. I'm sitting there, I'm like, $16. I said, the bus fare here for 3 of us was $4. The bus fare back's $4. I didn't even have a fucking car, bro.
Man, Jeff.
And I said right then, I'm going to be the best father I can be.
That's it.
And I strived for that, you know. And I know people probably have a hard time following this episode because it's going to bounce around a little bit, because I just need people to understand. It's 2 different men living a life experience, and we're going to be bouncing off of emotions that we have from relationships and losing kids and stepkids.
Yeah. And sorry if I'm not as open as you are.
No, fuck no, bro.
But
You're
know,
perfect.
you
You're
understand
perfect.
my story, and I don't,
You're perfect.
I'm not a talkative person.
And I'm a loudmouth. I'm wearing fucking
my
pink.
big bro, so I can open up.
You know what happened this morning when I woke up?
Come out.
I said, you know what? I'm going to go out in public and I'm going to say, look at me. I'm in all pink. I'm large. Stare at me. That's what I did today. Fucking that's what we are. That's how we are.
But you're also like this.
I'm also like that. But I'm no longer small. No. So it's okay. I want to command a large audience because I need people to understand. So it's all good. But so the $16 broke me, dude. And I'm like, fuck, man. How am I going to get a house? How am I going to find a woman that wants to fucking even go on a date with me? I make no fucking money. I have 2 kids. I'm packing luggage. I'm a fucking convicted felon. The world is the world is going to be against me from this day forward. And I refused to give up. That's what I did. I said, nah. So my kids will see my drive and determination, and they will take this to heart, and they will mimic this in life. And I feel they did. I've got amazing, beautiful children, man. My 4 kids are, honest to God, so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like I said, my oldest daughter went to the Marine Corps. She started her own business. My next daughter down, she started in the Army. She's now in the Air Force. She's a firefighter.
Wow.
She's in Muay Thai fighting. She's going to go to Thailand for training and fighting in Thailand. My son, you know what I'm saying, he grew up, you know what I'm saying, in the neighborhood he grew up in. He goes to college. He plays football. He's got his own clothing line. Nice. Like, he knew that clothes and stuff like that was an idea that I'd always talked about. And he actually beat me to the punch. He started making clothes before I started making the American Savage. I'm over here fucking like, motherfucker, you jumped up before me.
There you go.
But I'm proud of it. You know what I'm saying? And then my youngest daughter is in every fucking sport known to man. Dude, I'm telling you, and she's going to be so fucking awesome. She's such a little lover, and she loves animals, and she's gonna be a veterinarian. She tells everybody, dude, she's so fucking
It's a
crazy.
good path.
She's got a little
Yeah.
bearded dragon that she carries around, and she'll be kissing it and shit. Dude, she's never met an insect or an animal that is a foe, ever. She literally goes on adventures in creeks and catches salamanders and shit. Like my youngest
awesome.
daughter is wild as shit.
That's awesome. Yeah.
She's got traits from her mother and me. She's amazing. So all my kids, man, have turned out to be amazing, coming from a father that was in the penitentiary for 8 years and coming from broken relationships.
Awesome. Yeah.
My broken relationships stem from not knowing love in the home. I watched my father and mother fight my whole fucking life, dude. And that's learned behavior. And I feel I learned negative behaviors from my parents, even though they had good intentions for me. I learned those negative behaviors of arguing and fighting and just separation and just fucking giving up on each other.
Yeah.
And I feel I watched them look for the exit. And I think that made me always look for an exit.
Did you you grew up in a broken home?
Grew up in a broken home. Yeah. When I was young, my family was together when I was young, but I knew they weren't happy. You know what I'm saying? I think they stayed together for us.
Yeah. I agree.
And I think that actually made it worse than what it should have. You know what I mean? I think had they just been like, you know what? And I love to say this, said, fuck them kids. I will go find some happiness. I think if they found happiness, that they could have gave us happiness.
Yeah.
But they stayed in misery.
Yeah, I can relate.
And that taught us misery.
Yeah.
And I think not every here's the thing. I feel and I'm gonna narrow down into each situation that I've been through in just a moment. I know I'm all over the place right now. I'm kind of weaving through like a life path. I feel, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want people to understand. I need you to hear bits and pieces of my life in your life.
Right.
I need people to understand situations I've been through and how I've bounced back. I need people to understand that everyone goes through some shit, right? There's a whole fucking pot. Everyone's in it. Everyone's getting stirred up.
Yeah.
I feel the reason why I need to touch on it the way I'm doing right now is because I need people to understand we learn from children how to react to situations. So case in point, the woman I was with when I went to prison, right? So my baby's mom, I came home, I found my kids. Me and my oldest daughter's mom, we were too young to be having fucking kids. We were kids having a kid. We were both fucking wrong. We ended up with an amazing, beautiful daughter that turned into an amazing, beautiful woman. And I think it's the greatest thing on earth.
Yeah.
We got lucky to have that. My next relationship was fucking crazy. She was a stripper. I ended up being a fucking drug dealer. I lived every man's fucking fantasy.
So she was working in the strip club.
She was working in strip clubs. I was the fucking drug dealer. We got together. I was fucking living every man's fantasy, fucking having threesomes, living it fucking up, having fucking orgies with all the goddamn strippers. I've lived the fucking man's fantasy. My Christmas present one year is I had an orgy with 9 women.
Let's go.
That's fucking crazy, right? It's fucking insane.
Oh my girlfriend.
That was my Christmas present. But then I look back on it now as a grown man. I'm like, my wife gave me that? That's what my wife gave me for Christmas? And it's like, I realized, what the fuck lifestyle was I living? You know, and it's fucking crazy, dude, because what happens in relationships is a man will meet a woman. The woman was hurt by a man. That woman would take all her pain and anger out on the next man. Instead of healing herself and moving forward with herself, finding herself before the next relationship, she'll jump into the next relationship and punish that man for her ex's wrongdoings. Me as a man, I in turn did the same fucking thing. I met women that did me dirty, and I held the next woman accountable for the previous woman. Because the moment she showed me a trait that I seen in the last woman, I said, oh shit, this bitch is gonna do it too. And I made sure to be a selfish navigator
Right.
and not be a fucking mutual benefit to the relationship. I navigated selfishly. And men and women need to understand that's a problem we all have.
Yeah.
So to start to single the focus in on what I wanted to talk about relationships and divorce. And I'm going to give you a little life path. And then I want you to give me a life path. Okay?
I'll try it.
Try it. Give in, let loose, bro. Let loose. So for me, I'm going to start with, I'll go all the way back, and I'll just kind of fast forward through the ones because I've been through it.
Mhm.
So I was a young man, had a daughter with a young woman.
Mhm.
I ended up in another relationship. I had 2 more kids. That failed. I realized I didn't know what the fuck love was. So I think for me, the when I first found love was my first wife, which was my middle 2 daughters, my middle daughter and my son's mother, because I knew I wanted to be with her. I'm not saying I didn't love my first child's mother.
Right.
I'm saying when I first knew what love was.
Mhm.
When I wasn't a little
You was a
boy trying to
kid,
get his dick wet.
Right.
So I wanted to be a husband in that
Mhm.
relationship. I wanted to be a stepfather in that relationship.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a family. I wanted that.
Yeah.
I came home and found a woman not home with my children. I came home to heartbreak. She chose drugs.
Yeah.
I chose the kids.
Yeah.
I ended up choosing drugs to sell
Right.
and lost my kids. During that time period, I got with a woman, and she ended up pregnant, and I ended up getting busted by the feds. And I ended up losing that woman because of penitentiary. And she chose drugs while I was in fucking prison. So not only did I lose a woman that was helping me be in my kid's life, I lost a child. And then I had a woman fucking, I knew I was being lied to and manipulated, but I just wanted to be loved while I was in prison.
Yeah.
I was a fucking hopeless romantic. Locked the fuck up for 8 years. I wanted that fairy tale of coming home from prison and being with my woman. And I fucking got lied to. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I was stupid enough to fucking believe it. I knew I was. But she was in my kids' lives until I went to prison. So once I came home, now I'm back with these 2 kids. And then I meet my second wife. And again, she's a good woman. She did not deserve the treatment I gave her. She didn't deserve it. She had all the reasons to have red flags.
Yeah.
She had all the reasons to have worries and concerns. I wanted to be a better man. But what she didn't realize is the things that she did in our relationship
Right.
made me continually feel incarcerated. It's not that she was controlling,
Mm-hmm.
but she had controlling natures. Always checking on me, my timeline, where are you going to be, when are you going to be home. Like, it was immediately out of prison.
Managing, yeah.
So it was, again, I understand now as as a grown man why she felt that way. But during my time with her, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell her, hey, listen, like you're overbearing, you're doing this, it's too much. I can't handle it. And again, it's in her nature to be a person that worries about the one she loves.
Right.
It's in her nature to be protective of the one she loves. That's her nature.
Right.
I wasn't ready for that straight out of prison. She did not deserve how I treated her. She did not deserve that at all. She deserved a man 1,000 times better than me.
Right.
And I will never stop telling her to this day, She is like my best friend.
That's big of you, dude.
And I have always told her, I want the best for you.
Right.
I want you to be happy. I want you to find a man that will love, honor, and cherish you above all. Because she is a great woman.
Right. Right.
She's also the mother of my youngest daughter. She's an amazing woman that did not deserve the treatment I gave her. That relationship made me have a debt with karma that I never knew I couldn't unpay. I ended up in a long distance relationship after that one, to where she was older than me, and she loved my kids.
Mm-hmm.
She's still active with my kids today.
That's good.
She loves my children. My second wife loves my children to this day. My children speak to my second wife.
That's awesome.
And thankfully, it's being an adult that allows these relationships to be this way. So the relationship I had with after my second wife, and I'm going to say her name, Keisha. She's okay with it. She's fully aware.
That's my ex-wife's name.
Keisha the white. She's the white version. Keisha. You'll meet too many women named Keisha the white, but Keisha the white version is what they called her.
It's the ones that end in the
yeah, it is what it is. So Keisha's still close to my children. My children still speak, and Keisha's the one literally has a key to my house. She comes to my house for vacations. My youngest daughter's mother. And it's a good thing that I've developed this relationship with her. Me and Keisha went to divorce court together. Me and Keisha went to lunch after divorce. Me and Keisha, when I visit my daughter in West Virginia, I stay at my ex-wife's house. That's the relationship we have.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
we have told
Good
everyone we're
relationship.
with, we're not doing this. This is because of our daughter. And my youngest daughter will grow up knowing just because you didn't make it in a marriage does not mean you can't be adults and do the best thing for your child.
Right. Right.
And that's what a lot of people goes back to when I said earlier about bashing your ex.
Yeah.
You ain't got to fucking do it.
You don't.
I don't care how shitty of a parent they could be. You ain't got to fucking do it. All it does is hurt the kid, and you are instilling anger into a child that does not need to be there.
Right.
So me and Keisha have a great relationship, and I get in this second relationship. It's a long distance relationship. She's older than me. When she was in town with me, things were amazing. She would stay in town for a month and then go back out of town for a month. She had her own business. When she was in town, we got along great. Happy. Everything was amazing.
Yeah.
The moment she fucking drove home, the fighting would start. You're too young for me. This, and it would always be reasons. You're off on your motorcycle. You're probably off fucking bitches. You're doing this. And I'm like, what the fuck? But when you're here, everything's great.
Right.
But the moment you leave town, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So our relationship ended up falling apart because of the distance. I did want her to move to where I was. I wanted to be with her, but she couldn't because of her kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand. A mother has to do what she has to do, just like a father has to do what he has to do.
That's right.
I stayed in West Virginia. She stayed in Louisiana. We ended up breaking up because of the distance. And I told her, one day I said, because she would break up with me every month. Every other month I would get dumped. And I told her, I said, if you dump me one more fucking time, I'm finished. I'm fucking finished. She fucking goes to New Orleans. She dumps me. And I told her, I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. Even though I didn't want to be, because we had a good relationship together, the time apart was just too much for her to handle.
Yeah, yeah.
We talked every day. It didn't fucking matter, though. She still assumed I was being a dirty bastard. Why? Because I met her under wrong fucking circumstances.
Wow.
Which goes back to what I told you. People, when they end relationships, they need to fucking heal. They need to fucking you need to fucking heal from your past trauma, from your past relationship. Do not carry old baggage into a new fucking relationship. The moment you do it, all you've done is doomed the relationship you're in. You've done it. You've carried over karma that you still have a fucking debt to
Mhm,
pay. You got to pay that debt on your own.
Mhm.
Karma's a debt that is a self fucking paid debt. If you try to bring it into a relationship, it's not a relationship debt. And all that's going to happen is you're both going to fucking lose.
Yeah.
This is where the education comes in for being an older, wiser man with all this fucking gray hair. So now I'm probably going to piss people off, and it is what it is. This is where the Lambodiaries is the fucking realest shit you're ever going to fucking
Let's
hear.
go.
You're going to hear my fucking reality.
Jump into it.
So, my second wife, divorced, things we're friends. Next relationship, cool with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
We can't fucking handle the long distance.
Mm-hmm.
I end up married again. This time I get married so fucking fast, it's like a goddamn, like, bro, I'm Lightning McQueen. I'm fucking speed racing. This is a woman that I had met when I was 21 years old. And she was 19. And
Still young, by the way, bro. 16, 21, boom.
Hold on.
Crazy.
Hold on. No. I married Keisha when I got out of prison. I was in my 30s. So now I'm flashbacking.
Go ahead.
I'm flashbacking before my penitentiary stint. I'm flashbacking to barber school. I'm flashbacking to fucking being young, right? I'm flashbacking to being the fucking dope boy with the fucking wads of money thinking everybody loves me.
Right,
I used to catch $100 bills on fire just to fucking make people sick.
You used to tip $100 bills,
I
right?
used to tip hundreds like it was nothing.
Crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when I think back, I realize how I'd like to slap shit out of myself for letting all them $100 bills on fire. Well, I'd like to have a couple of them hundreds right now. Yes, expensive as a motherfucker. You know what it costs to change the oil on that Lambo? Whew, thank God to Euro Motors.
Right.
Cindy, shout out. Told you. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, so I meet this woman that I had been trying to date since she was a teenager and I was in my early 20s. Every time, either she was with someone or I was with someone. And it flip-flopped.
Wow.
Through the fucking years. It flip-flopped. I reached out to her through a mutual friend, and she happened to be fucking single. And I felt like the universe just opened the fucking door for me.
Yeah.
I've chased this woman since I was 21 years old.
Crazy.
I'm now in my fucking 30s. This is it. She had 3 beautiful kids. I had 4 beautiful kids. It's like, oh my God, it's gonna be the biggest fucking family on the earth. This is fucking Brady Bunch, right?
Yeah.
This is the Brady Bunch. You fucking grew up watching the Brady Bunch. He's like, oh, okay, it's happy. He said, we ain't got a fucking maid because my ass is fucking broke. I gotta fucking work every day. I still don't understand how that motherfucker made all that goddamn money. You know, he had a fucking living maid. I think he was selling dope.
Yeah.
I think the fucking Bradys were selling
that.
dope. There was some weird shit going on.
hustling.
Something ain't right about that fucking story. So we meet and everything's great. We fall madly in love. Fucking madly in love. Oh, ooh, boy.
Let's go.
I don't mourn the relationship. I mourn the man that was in love in that relationship because that man died.
Wow.
So when this becomes really emotional for me, I need people to understand. At that moment, I became the best man I could ever be in my life. I felt like the world had finally aligned with the fucking stars. I felt like everything was perfect. I just ended a relationship that was long distance that just kept failing. The woman I had been chasing nonstop for fucking years was single. I was single. Finally, we agreed to meet. And when we met, I'll never forget to this day, like, and I'm sure this is going to upset some people, but it is what it is. It's my fucking life. It's my story. If you don't like it, get the fuck off the goddamn bus. I bought a Lambo because it rides 2 motherfuckers, not 40 fucking people. Not everybody can go on this fucking journey, and if they can't ride with me, then fuck
That's it.
them. It's fucking tough, dude. It's fucking tough because I know I gave the best version of myself to somebody that just wasn't fucking ready for it.
Right.
Fuck. So we met, and so I'll never forget what she told me. She's like, I'm not fucking famous, but fucking people knew me back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the fucking big shit, but people fucking know me back home. She said she was awestruck. She said I was starstruck. I was awestruck because I was out with Jeff George. I'll never forget that. When she told me that, that melted me. She knew what to say to me to fucking just make me putty. She knew what to say to me to fucking mold me to be this fucking man I needed to be.
Yeah.
She knew the words,
Yeah.
right? She had the fucking recipe. And she said, I'll never forget. Because we met, we were at bike night, and she had got off work. She had drove to see me. I immediately took her in. She was center of attention. She was everything that she had always dreamed of being, is what she told me.
Wow.
And we fell in love. We fell in love.
Nice.
And the hardest thing was we had kids from previous fucking marriages. I loved those kids. She loved my kids. And everyone in our fucking lives wanted to tear us apart. And that is one of the hardest fucking pills for me to swallow to this day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have fucking mass murdered a small village to make that woman smile.
Crazy. You've been married 3 times.
I've been married 3 times.
Once.
You've been married once.
And that's how I feel about my ex-wife now.
And you still feel that way?
I do. She's my best friend. We met each other at a restaurant. You know, I was in the back of the house. She was in the front of the
Thank
house.
you for interjecting. The tears were about to come.
I see them coming. I try to save you. I was in the back of the house. She was in the front of the house. So she would have to contact me to get anything down to her side. So how we met was we both took the bus together. And she's like, oh, we work together. You never say hi to me. I wasn't attracted to her, so I'm not going to holler at her. She hollered at me. I took the bait. I'm like, all right, cool. Shorty's all right. So we started hitting it off, whatever. Long story short, we lose touch with each other for like a good 8 months. You know, because I went back to my first baby mom's, you know, the one that was slinging and doing all that shit.
Right.
Off and on, 13 years.
13 years is a long time to let something go.
Right. So I was back and forth.
At that
with
point,
her.
it's an addiction.
It was for me. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was for me. So, you know, I come back and I'm like, yo, I leave her finally. I'm like, yo, I can't do this because Shorty put a case on me on some crazy shit. She was like, yo, I told her I wanted to leave. She was like, nah, you're not leaving. 5-year-old over there crying. We over here fighting over some dumb shit. Because that's the thing that she did. She would like pick the smallest thing and make it into an argument. So I was like, yo, I'm leaving. I got my cousin outside. Her car's ready. She's like, yo, D, I'm downstairs. Come on, let's just go. Don't do nothing crazy. Shorty calls the cops on me. She's fucking scratching herself, all her neck and everything. I get locked up. I get a domestic violence case. I ain't ever touched that shit. You know what I'm saying? So my cousin's outside, and she's like, yo, the cops is right behind me. They come upstairs, lock me up. I'm like, yo, I didn't touch her. Yo, look at me. I ain't touch her. It's like, yo, because she called, I gotta lock you up. I'm like, fine, whatever. Go to jail, do the court thing. Finally, I just like, yo, you know what? This is over with. I get back home, maybe like 2 months, and this is how it goes back to the whole, yo, if you're not ready, if you got work to do on yourself, do not jump into something brand new.
Do not.
So, you know what I'm saying? So I hit up Shorty. I'm like, yo, what's up? I ain't see you in a while. What you doing? You single? This, that, and the third. Now, this is my wife, my currently ex-wife now. I was like, yo, what's up? Let's get, link back up. So we link back up. Long story short, dated for 10 years, married 6. Um,
I met your wife.
Yes,
I met your wife.
yes. Have two beautiful kids.
Beautiful young lady.
Two beautiful kids. But
Beautiful kids.
Unfortunately, she had the people in her ear about, yo, he's not doing this for you. He's not doing that for you. He's a piece of shit. This,
Promise
that,
you,
third.
I can relate.
You know what I'm saying? And it recently ended. But dude, I love her to death. When we was together, I would have dropped the whole city out for her.
I know you would.
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it.
And unfortunately, it ended. We have two beautiful kids, and I'm just trying to be there for my kids, man. Me and her have a great relationship. Co-parenting is going awesome. And yeah, man, that's what it is, bro. That's what it is.
It's hard when you give someone the best version of you, and then it's not good enough.
Yeah.
And that goes to what I was saying about my ex-wife. Everyone in our lives was trying to tear us apart.
Yeah, man.
So her ex-husband, I don't know why this motherfucker thought he was tough. He might have weighed 120 fucking pounds. Whoever the fuck he ever scared in life was probably one fucking dude. And then he took that shit to heart. Like, this motherfucker thought he was the man. You know, and I'll never forget. These are stories I can't forget, and I replay.
Wish?
No, not yet. Not yet. But there was a Wish version.
Got you. Dang.
So, but the fucking dude is like, people reached out to her because I remember she told me, she was like, that, you know, her baby's dad was like, yo, people messaged me and said, hey, have you seen Erica's new man?
Mm-hmm.
Dude's big as fuck. And dude, I'm like, at that time, I was massive. You know, I just came home from the penitentiary. I've been lifting. I'm 250 pounds. I'm fucking lifting the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, and me and him had a good relationship. We were being cordial for the kids' sakes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I talked earlier about insecure men. Okay? See, everything always comes back. I promise you. I know it seemed a little wild, but if you just follow, it comes back. So at Christmas time,
right,
we were at the house and we were decorating for Christmas. And he loved dinosaurs. Jackson loved dinosaurs. And there was this gigantic, I don't even know where the fuck this blow up came from. I think it was Erica's, who fucking knows. But it was a gigantic T-Rex and it was dropping a Christmas present. It was like holding a Christmas present with its little fucking stubby ass arms. And I got up there and I thought it was the greatest idea to put it on the roof of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, the house was built into the mountainside. The fucking roof to the driveway was like a 60-foot fall. My dumb ass is on the roof up there with steep fucking roof. Damn. I'm up there running around like I just, you know, no fear, no care in the world. And I'm tying this dinosaur to the chimney to make it look like it's dropping presents down the chimney.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, Jackson yelled, "Be careful, Dad." Bro, I broke down. It was immediate fucking tears.
Yeah.
It was immediate. Yeah. I was happy.
Yeah. That's why the tears came down.
The woman that I was married to, that had kids, the child on his own free will decided to say, and I'm going to stress this point. The child decided on his own to say dad. The reason why is because all the kids in the house, my kids, were outside watching me look like a fucking idiot, 60 feet off the ground, hanging a dinosaur and hanging Christmas lights. The child heard everyone else calling me dad and felt comfortable and loved me and knew I loved him enough to make him want to say that. I had never asked a child to call me dad that I'm not the father to.
Right.
And I deal with that right now. The child that's in my home right now, RJ. RJ calls me dad, and I love fucking RJ to death.
Like he's your own.
Me and RJ have had this conversation. I don't care if me and his mother would break up tomorrow. I will be in RJ's life till I die. That's my little man. That's my son.
That's what's up.
So Jackson says, "Be careful, Dad." Dude, I quit fucking hanging up Christmas lights. I ran off the roof, climbed down the ladder, went and picked him up and hugged this shit out of him. I was the happiest I could have been. I had my kids. I had my stepkids. I was happy. His father threw a fucking fit when he found out his son had called me dad. And that's when the problems from her side started. This man, we ended up in court. We ended up, he tried to talk reckless to my wife one day on the phone They were over this situation.
Right.
He called her and he's screaming and yelling at her. And so I grabbed the phone and I said, oh, I don't know who you're used to yelling at,
Right.
but it will not be my wife. You might have talked to her like that when y'all was married. Not today. I'm a different person.
Yeah.
So this man goes to court and tells him he's afraid of me and I'm a convicted felon and he's afraid for his kid.
No.
So now life changes. So I'm married to a woman that loves me for me.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her for her. We loved our children. And now her husband, ex-husband, is trying to take us to court and use my history against me.
That ain't cool, man.
And it worked.
That's crazy.
So not only was the courts listening to this bullshit,
Yeah.
mind you, the same fucking judge that gave me full custody of my kids back after I got out of prison
Yeah.
was the fucking judge in one of the damn custody issues with my ex-wife.
Oh shit.
So now I'm looking like, was it because my kids are mixed? You don't give a fuck? And these fucking white kids, it's a fucking problem that they live with a convicted felon?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm allowed to say that, motherfuckers, because I'm the convicted felon. You sons of bitches fucking hold the goddamn grudge against me. Me. That's the bullshit. That's real truth right there for you. Just so you know. I am not a convicted felon. My past does not say who I am today. I was convicted of a felony history. I have done my time. I am finished. I am Jeff. I am not convicted felon, Jeff. That ended. Let that shit die. So with that being said, now I've got the courts interfering in my marriage. Not one baby's dad, two fucking baby's dads now are on board saying, oh, well, now we can really get her.
Yeah.
Because I don't allow them to disrespect my wife. See, they were used to her dating men that were pussies that would allow them to talk crazy.
Right. So
but now she's with a fucking real man with a backbone that wants to defend her.
Yep.
Let's go to court because they had fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
This is the things that cost my marriage. So, as a man that gave us all to be the best man I could humanly be, I had a good woman. And I lost her because I didn't know how to handle that being fresh out of prison. I had another good woman that I lost because of long distance. But now I'm married to the woman that I've been chasing for 15 fucking years of my life. And now I'm losing my wife because I'm defending her honor, because I love her kids.
Yeah.
And everyone around us wanted us to end. My ex-girlfriend interfered in our relationship. I can't say she did things or didn't do things.
Yeah.
But bro, people stole my wife's panties out of the trash and put them in Ziploc baggies and put them on my work van and said, your wife's cheating on you, just wanted you to know. And I'm sitting there looking at it like, and I'm laughing. Bro, I'm fucking laughing because I'm like, I threw these away. Someone carved our vehicle up and said, someone literally went and carved my vehicle up and said, he's cheating on the side of my fucking car. My wife is now driving a vehicle that says he's cheating on the fucking side of the car. I never cheated. People was texting my wife's phone, telling her every fucking move I made because people close to me were releasing the information to end my relationship. And this is what I need people to understand. People closest to you will hug you while they're helping sabotage you. So I lost my wife by people interfering because of their misery And goes back to what I said. I said it's all full circle. I had a debt with karma that I had to pay. How you treat someone in your life today will come back to haunt you later in life. I wasn't the best man to every woman I had been with leading up to that relationship. And this is where I say men are built different. A real man is accountable. A real man will own up to all of his wrongdoings in life. So we started off laughing and joking. We went back and forth relationships. I haven't forgot Match.com. That's still coming. Give me a few seconds. So the relationship that I wanted more than anything most of my life got destroyed because how I treated people before me. Karma is real. How you take your next breakup, your breakup from your wife you loved dearly.
Yes.
How you treat the next woman, don't you fucking punish her
For
what the ex-wife did.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you do, you're never going to get away from that debt.
Yeah.
If you feel you was a good man.
I was. Jeff, I went
And that
to work,
relationship
came
ended.
home.
You went to work, came home. Trust me, I know.
Dude,
I've
could've
known
been
you
out
for
in the
years.
club making it
I
rain.
used to ask you to come
I
out.
wasn't that. Yo, shorty, what we doing? Movie tonight? What we watching? Netflix? YouTube? What?
Bro, I was such a good man.
Bro.
I gave the fucking remote control to my wife. Y'all fucking just heard a man admit this shit. And I still do it now with the woman I'm with today. At nighttime, I give her the fucking remote control. I'm here, you pick. I don't give a fuck. I'm falling asleep.
That's it. Yeah.
That's what I do.
All right.
I know that I had a debt with karma for how I treated women in my past. That I watched people close to me, family members, sabotage my marriage.
Yeah.
And they would watch me cry. And again, thankfully for me, RC and Juliana love me for me. And they have their religious beliefs and they know where I'm conflicted in my beliefs. I believe in a creator. I believe in the universe. I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe in reincarnation. I believe that our paths are meant to fucking repeat themselves until we get our destiny correct. I gave my fucking all in that situation. And I watched people tear me apart and break that fucking marriage. And I said, I don't mourn the relationship. I mourn the man.
Yeah.
The Jeff in that relationship is dead. I originally talked about Lambodiaries being something that talks about life, about journeys, about, trials and tribulations. I've been homeless. I've been suicidal. When that relationship ended, when my wife left me, I was done. Had the creator came to me and said, are you done? I would have checked out. I would have said, I'm done. Let's go. Let's call it a day. That's how hard I loved that woman.
Yeah.
That's how hard I wanted to be a good man for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the best man humanly possible for my kids, for my wife, for her kids. I wanted to be an inspiration. I wanted to be a father.
That's right.
And I watched people closest to me destroy it. And it was mine and her plan to move to Florida together. And her mother was involved. Her mother was telling her 1 minute to stay with me, 1 minute to leave me. Her exes literally told her, if you divorce him, we'll drop all court proceedings.
Wow.
Now fucking imagine you're that miserable. You're that little dick energy. Your fucking dick's that small that you say, if you leave the man that I'm afraid of talking shit to,
We'll drop everything.
I'll drop all court fucking proceedings. Imagine your dick's that small. Oh, I can go into detail. I know his dick's that small
You don't
because
have to.
he went to the adult bookstore that my ex-girlfriend owned, that I know he did homosexual shit, that I know he beat up his son for being homosexual. I know everything, motherfucker. I know it all. I could literally just fucking go in. I could go in. But I don't want you to try to sue me because, you're fucking, you haven't been convicted of a felony. Yeah, God forbid. Somebody tells the truth, little dick fucker. Point is, for the first time in my life, I wanted to be the best man I could humanly be.
Right.
And I watched everyone around me fucking take it away from me.
Usually the ones closest to you.
Closest people to me seen how happy I was for the first
Yeah.
time in my life, and they wanted to take it away. They could not handle seeing me happy.
Yeah.
And now she's got the Wish version.
Oh, the Wish version?
She's got the Wish version. I'm 245 pounds muscular. He's 145 scrawny. I look like a Greek god. He looks like a pedophile. It is what it is. But the exes can bully him. They couldn't bully me.
Right.
It is what it is.
She prefers you though.
Oh, I say so. Everyone prefers an alpha male. Everyone prefers an alpha male over a beta male. Everyone does. Most females do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The problem we run into nowadays in relationships is a lot of females will go through a relationship where they were abused or mistreated by someone that they knew did not deserve to have that authority or power over them. And the next relationship they get in, they will try to be the alpha with an alpha. And that doesn't work.
That doesn't.
That doesn't work. No man is above a woman. I'm not saying that. I need to make that very clear. A man is not above a woman. You are supposed to be equal partners in a life journey.
Right. It's a relationship.
The relationship is together.
That's what I mean by it. Yeah.
So a lot of people will look at it that way. Like if you meet a woman that was mistreated by a man and he asserted dominance over her, the next relationship she gets in, she will try to assert dominance because she feels if she doesn't step up and be this alpha dominant person, you will walk over her like the last.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. Yeah. And when I say a woman should be submissive to her man, that doesn't mean a man should bully her and tell her what to fucking do. That does not mean that.
9 out of 10 times, it's not even that. We're just trying to lead. We're just
that's
trying to be.
That's a man's role is to be a leader.
That's it. Yeah.
Man's role is to be a leader. Yeah. It goes all the way back to Egyptian statues will show you. Yeah. If you ever seen an Egyptian statue of a man and a woman standing side by side, the man's foot is forward. It will always show the feet.
The woman's?
No. It will always show the feet, the full body statues, right? Mm-hmm. A man's statue standing next to his woman. The woman's 2 feet are standing planted side by side.
Right.
The man will have 1 foot leaning forward because a man is the leader. That's why the Egyptians even put it in their statues. It goes all the way back to the beginning of time, all the way back to the Sumerians, all the way back to everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The man is supposed to be the leader of the household. And the woman was supposed to stay home and protect the home.
Right.
Not protect, but be the homebody.
Right.
To where when the man was done, he came home and that's his peace. So a lot of relationships, like a man will say, I need peace, I need peace. I preach this, I need peace. I don't need you to be my peace. Like I am built for conflict. I am built for violence. I was raised in violence. I was raised in a violent atmosphere. I have been in violent situations. I have been at war with myself. I am at war with myself every fucking day. Every day I step out, I deal with stress from work.
Yeah.
I deal stress with life. I deal with stress of being a father.
Yeah.
I deal with stress of not having a baby's mom in 2 of my kids' lives. I deal with a lot of stress that I carry. When I say I need peace, that means when I come home, I need you to be my resting place. I need you to be my peace. I need you to be my solace. I need you to be my bank to where if I have stress, I can unload it.
Exactly.
I don't need you to
add to
it.
Right.
If you add to the conflict, I no longer have peace. I'm at war with myself every day.
Every day.
So when I tell people I've been suicidal, boy, y'all about to fucking get it. I decided I'm gonna let loose. I don't speak to my sister, my only sister.
No brothers? Just
I have brothers.
Okay.
I have two brothers. I have a sister, and at this moment in time, right now, I haven't spoken to my sister in a couple of years. My sister chose to. Told y'all it's gonna be the realest shit you ever fucking heard. My sister decided one day in a group text with a bunch of people to bring up one time that I put a pistol in my mouth and pulled the trigger.
Nah,
It was a revolver.
Chill.
I was there. I was there. I was young, and I told you I've been suicidal. Can't no one tell me life, bro. There's nothing you could throw at me that I haven't. I've been fucking homeless, man. I was homeless at fucking 14. And a lot of people were like, what do you mean? Like, my father loves me. My stepmother loves me. I was homeless at one point in time because my stepbrother wouldn't go to school, and my stepmother felt it was my fault. I'm grown, and I've let go of a lot of hurt. So they thought it was a good idea to let me go stay with my grandmother until they seen it wasn't me that was the problem.
Yeah.
My father thought this was a good idea. And so I went and stayed with my grandmother. And while I was unpacking my bags at my grandmother's house, my grandmother said, I am too old to have a 14-year-old boy in the house. Do you have any friends you could go stay with?
Wow.
And I had no friends to stay with. So I was homeless at 14 years old. I used to shower at the YMCA, and I slept in a mailbox room at a hotel or a townhouse on the boulevard in Charleston, West Virginia, on the East End. And so can't nobody fucking tell me about shit. I was fucking homeless as a teenager, and it is what it is. So I know all about fucking relationships will cause you to do fucking crazy shit. That's where that's where it's been. So I've been suicidal.
Yeah.
I've dealt with depression my whole life. Even as a small child, I can even go back to when I was probably 8 years old. I literally would sit and think that being unhappy, I felt unhappy.
Right.
You know what I mean? At
Right.
8 years old, what 8-year-old should know what unhappiness is? But I felt it. And I had no fear of heights. And I would literally be on the top of the roof on the corner of this. And I would think if I fell off and ended
point in time, you was just ready.
8 years old.
Yeah,
And I would think if I ended it today, I don't have to feel this way no more. It's not that my mom didn't love me or my dad didn't love me. This was fucking an 8-year-old. I have dealt with depression since I was a child. And so I understand what suicidal's like. And so there was a point in my life when I took a revolver and I dumped all the bullets out but one, and I stuck it in and spun it, closed it, and stuck it in my fucking mouth and pulled the trigger. Nothing happened. So I spun it again and did it again. And my sister was there. And she chose to bring that up in a group chat and thought it would be humorous, I guess, to talk bad about me for being suicidal at a point in my life.
Wow.
So I haven't spoken to my sister in years because of that.
Wow.
So when I tell you I've been through a lot in my life, and when I tell you that when I was married and I loved that woman more than I'd ever loved before in my life, that if God himself would have came to me and said, what do you want to do? I would have checked the fuck out. I would have checked out right then. That's how hurt I was.
Point in time, you was just ready.
I lost 25 pounds in 2 weeks when my wife left me.
Jesus Christ.
I looked like a fucking crackhead. I didn't eat. I barely slept, and when I did, I had to drink myself to sleep. I would go to work, and people would literally watch me bawl and fucking cry at work.
Yeah.
Like I was on a rooftop. I'll never forget. I had a job I had to do. I was on a rooftop, and I seen the husband kissing his wife bye. She was going to work, and I broke into fucking tears, and almost fell off the ladder. And the guy said, "Are you okay?" And I told him, I said, "Bro," I said, "I literally cannot finish this job." I said, "My wife just left me." I said, I just can't fucking do it." And I got in my work van and I drove home. And that day I almost killed myself.
Jeez.
The reason why I did not is I I walked into the house. As I walked up the stairs, I seen pictures of my kids on the walls. And I did not want someone being able to look at my kids one day and say, why did your dad kill himself? I did not want my kids to have to say, life got too hard for my father. Because fuck that, I'm stronger than this.
That's right. That's right.
So I lost 25 pounds in 2 weeks. And one day I was just in the pitch dark. I was sitting there. My son was staying at my dad's. My daughter had moved out. My youngest daughter was with her mother. My oldest daughter lives in Ohio. I'm in a fucking huge house all alone, pitch black, hadn't eaten in days, just fucking drunk. I was in the darkest spot of my life. All I could see was pitch black. All I could see was pitch fucking black. And then I seen a spark. I seen a fucking spark in a reflection, right?
Wow.
And I realized it was me. I was the spark. It was my reflection
That's
in a
crazy.
window.
That's crazy.
I was the only light. And that was the moment I picked myself up.
You're the only thing that matters.
I realized at that moment,
That's it. It's all you, man. You.
I had to pick myself up that no matter what you go through in life, you have to be the spark to the flame that makes you rise from the ashes. And I tell people all the time, that's why I say rise from the ashes all the time. You got to be the phoenix.
Gotta be the phoenix.
When the fucking flame burns out, be the spark that turns into the flame. That fucking rebuilds yourself. So to be suicidal, bro, it's not a weakness. We all fucking have been there.
Yeah.
Most men will never tell you they're scared. Most men will never tell you the fear they have in life is because most men fear, if I tell you what's really going on in here, you'll never see me the same. You won't see me as the same person. Like you have a version of me, right?
Right.
Everyone has a different version of me. There's only one real me, and I'm the only one that sees that person. I see that man every day in the mirror. Everyone else has a different version of you. You're the villain in somebody's story.
That's right. That's right.
You're the hero in somebody else's story. Your story is what the next person needs to tell to excuse their bad behavior of how they treated you.
Bars.
That's facts. So how someone else treats you and how someone else perceives your end of your relationship. And I want you to touch on your relationship. What I'm saying is like, so for me, when me and my ex-wife first split up, she told horrible fucking stories about me.
Oh yeah.
Horrible
She had
fucking
you painted
stories.
in all four corners.
Oh my
Just
fucking
like
God,
me.
I was the
I
worst.
was painted
She
all
filed a
four
fucking
corners.
DVP. She got the fucking car. She got everything she fucking wanted, bro. But when she showed up with the cops to get off her furniture that I had moved out on the porch,
Right.
and I gave her more than she asked,
Right.
she broke into tears on the fucking porch. She was ready to come home. She
Wow.
realized, fuck, I'm walking away from a good man because people are
Mhm.
lying and tearing us down.
Mm-hmm.
She realized then she was making the mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, everyone's got their debt with karma.
Yeah.
She lives with the Wish version now. It's okay. Don't order from Wish. That shit is not the fucking picture. Everyone ain't gonna fucking save you. Everyone ain't built to fucking save. And bro, like I said before, if I don't fucking laugh, I'll fucking cry. So it's okay. It's okay. And for you, I'm sure there's a version of you that's been told that's not really you.
It's not, and I've heard all of it, man. I've heard to the, oh, he doesn't take me out, this, that, and the third. Dude, you gotta think about it. Me and Keisha, we was together for a good Keisha, there she go again. We was together for 10 years, married 6. And back in New York, we was together, dude.
I feel like you need to slay.
No,
it's a slay. Give me that drink. It's a slay. That cup is light. It's the cup is light. Cup is light. If you don't get at least one drink from the sword, you weren't on the Lambodiaries.
It's official. So we was married 6 years, and the reason why it ended is, I believe, she had those bad people in the ears.
Hmm?
Again, everybody around us, the people that we thought we loved and I cared about, started getting in her ear of, oh, well, he should be doing this more and he should be doing that more. But at the same time, it's kind of difficult for me too because I'm restricted to my financial state. Prior to Keisha, I have 3 kids. You know, the whole child support thing going on. So it's kind of hard for me. And I thought she understood that and knew what was going on.
Right.
She let that play an effect into our relationship. And
Child
that's the
support.
reason why me and her kind of just went our own separate ways, because she had the bad juju in her ear, and looking in hindsight, she's like, oh yeah, well shit, we don't really go out. He doesn't really date me. Well shit, how can I? If I'm paying rent, car note, you know what I'm saying? I have a whole shit to pay.
Trust
All
me.
you doing is just putting money in the fridge. How can I? You understand what I'm saying?
1,000,000%.
So it just had to end, man. And unfortunately, me and her are great now, and we have 2 beautiful kids. I love my boys. I see them every day.
Dude,
Like
those kids are
it's
awesome.
nothing that they like. Yo, Dad, I need toilet paper. I'm there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Dude, listen. I remember the last time I spoke to your son. He literally said, Uncle Jeff, he said, they won't buy me an Easter egg. And I said, do you need Uncle Jeff to come buy you a chocolate Easter egg? And your wife chimed in and said,
the whole bunny. Like,
she said,
yo,
don't you fucking do it with this boy chocolate. That's how much I love you and love your
real
kids.
shit, real
So
shit,
I know those kids
real
are
shit,
amazing
man.
and they have a great father.
Man,
And
appreciate
they have a great
Appreciate
father.
that,
They do.
OG.
And I'm glad that
Appreciate
you're there for them. I'm glad that
Appreciate
you're there
that.
for them.
I'll always be there for them.
Yes, always. That's what it's about. Always be there for the kids. Even though I like to joke around and say, fuck them kids. It's funny as shit. I did it to KFC the other day. They literally said, would you like to round up to donate to
I
KFC?
did it in Wawa. I did it
And
at Wawa.
I said, you know what? Fuck them kids. Hey, KFC, the lady literally, she said, what? I said, you heard me. Fuck them kids. She said, why you say that? I said, because KFC said, fuck them. KFC donated that money months ago. They're just trying to recuperate
That's
it.
all.
I said, they're just recuperating money. And she's like, oh my God, you really said fuck them kids. And when I got to the window, I said, can I have some hot sauce, please? I thought she was going to tell me to go fuck myself. I really thought she was going to say, go fuck yourself. But I was like, listen, let KFC donate that money. I got kids. Goddamn, I got kids. I got stepkids. I got a grandson.
Shit, you
Fuck,
got your
I
own
got
shit.
Lambo insurance.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You got your own shit to worry about.
I got 15 godchildren. What the fuck? Fuck them kids. I love them kids. I love the kids. Y'all know I love the kids. But anyway, that's a good thing, man. I'm glad that y'all's relationship is in a better spot now. And I promise you, over time, she's going to reach out to you and she's going to tell you that she made a mistake. She's going to tell you she shouldn't have let people get in her ear. Because I promise you, me and my ex used to talk on a regular basis.
Yeah.
My ex-wife. I still talk to my other exes. I don't talk to my first ex-wife. There's no reason. Just don't speak to her. There's no real reason. She wasn't there for my kids, but it is what it is.
Right.
I tried to make sure that she could always be there if my kids wanted it. I've always left it in their hands. My second ex-wife, me and her talk on a regular basis. Every time I talk to my daughter, she's there. And there's times I'll call her and it's just her because my daughter's somewhere else. And she'll literally check the shit up and she'll be like, motherfucker, I told you she ain't gonna be here. And I'm like, oh shit, all right, whatever. And then me and her will literally laugh and joke and have a conversation.
That's dope. That's dope.
But I used to talk to my last ex-wife, even though after everything. And she knows it was nothing I did. Where I am today, and a lot of people will be like, oh, you defend her, you do this, you do that. No, I do not defend my ex-wife for what she did to me personally.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. My ex-wife left me out of fear of losing her kids because people were using my past,
Right.
something that should never be able to be done, to try to take her kids from her. Then people in my life, in my fucking present life,
Right.
were telling things and creating issues in my relationship to make my wife want to leave me. I understand. I don't forgive her for not fighting for us, fighting for our family, but I understand. And that made me grow as a man to where it would hinder others. It made me grow. The relationship I'm in now, I was cool with the father of RJ,
Right.
lives with me. I was cool with him. And now he's dealing with the same situation.
Look at that.
He's in a fucking relationship, and I forewarned him. I said, bro, I can fucking see it.
Yeah.
I can see what's coming.
Right.
And I tried to guide him, and now he's really not in his son's life that much. And it's heartbreaking because I'm helping raise a little boy that loves his father,
Right.
but the father's allowing a woman from outside to stop him from being his kid's life. And that shit is fucking devastating. So it all comes back full circle. Like I told you, stay with it. About kids, if my stepdaughter would call me today and say, I need you, I would jump in that fucking Lambo, drive to West Virginia, 205 miles an hour. Why do I say 205? Because I've been fucking 205 in Mexico. I was in the United States. That's openly convicted. That's openly admitting to felonies. Fuck out of here.
Who's doing that shit?
Who the fuck's doing it in America? No, not me. I would literally jump in the fucking car and drive to West Virginia to defend her and her kids. Because it's not my stepdaughter, that's my daughter.
Right. Damn.
If my stepson,
You making me want to reach out. It's not my stepdaughter. She used to call me dad.
that's a matter.
Makes
Doesn't
me
matter. That's your child.
You making me want to.
That's your child.
No,
You should. You know why? Because you're a man and you have a fucking heart. And people don't understand me, what you just said.
Yeah.
How you said, I'm making you want to reach out.
Yeah.
That's a man.
Yeah.
And a lot of women have dealt with boys and don't realize men, when we love kids that are introduced in our lives, those are our fucking kids.
Yeah. This is definitely.
I've got nieces and nephews that I'm not blood tied to, that I would fucking mass murder small villages. I would walk in with gifts. Come get chocolate, kids. Come, and fucking kill everybody in the goddamn circle for them.
Right.
I would salt the fucking earth. Scorched earth, motherfucker. Nukes for kids that I fucking love and care about. My stepson lied in court and said he was afraid of me because his dad promised him a fucking four-wheeler. I would show up right now to anybody's fucking house and stomp the shit out of him for that boy. His father convinced him to lie on me. Wow. For a gift that never came. I've spoken to my stepson since then. Notice I keep saying stepson. Notice I don't keep saying ex-wife's son.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still love him like he's my own.
Right.
That's something his father can never fucking do. In my opinion, I have a stepdaughter. I have two stepsons. In my opinion. Any of those children could call me tomorrow and I will fucking do whatever it takes to defend them to the last breath I have. So I am. I am a man that has loved
built like that, yeah.
Their mother.
You're built like that.
And just because a relationship ended does not mean a father's love fucking ends.
Right.
And that was the point of this episode.
That's right.
A father's love does not fucking end.
Never ends.
A father's love is something that is above and beyond. See, here's the problem. You see people, mothers tend to fucking on Father's Day post Happy Father's Day.
Never get the credit.
And what's funny to me is my daughter, my middle daughter, for the longest time, would literally openly say Happy Mother's Day to me on Mother's Day. And I noticed I was probably the only father I seen on Facebook that got that.
Wow.
My middle daughter, fuck, Jesus, shit, bro. The fucking visions I just had of her as a baby. When I got arrested, they came and see me in prison. She screamed for the entire 30-minute visit, I want my daddy, I want my daddy. The whole goddamn visit. The whole fucking visit, bro. She fucking screamed, I want my dad. And not once did my daughter ever ask for her fucking mom.
Wow.
Whew, shit, fuck. Just give me a second. My daughter literally sat there on my dad's lap at the visitation at prison screaming, I want my daddy for 30 straight fucking minutes. For 30 straight fucking minutes, dude. That's all I heard was I want my daddy. Because my daughter knew a father's fucking love. So there's no woman alive that can ever post and tell me a mother's fucking love. Bullshit. It's a parent's fucking love.
That's what it is.
You mismanaged your fucking pussy when you gave it to the wrong fucking baby daddy. Let's fucking be real. You mismanaged your motherfucking pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Fuck, man. I didn't think I was going to go there. That's where we went. My oldest daughter, I'll never forget when she ran to me when I got out of prison. See, there's moments in life that you cannot forget. I remember watching my daughter run to me, my oldest daughter run to me when she finally got to see me out of prison. I was working at the recycling center and she ran to me and I could hear her yell, "You better not drop me." And she ran and jumped in my arms and I was at work. Because she went from being a little girl to damn near a fucking grown woman. She was going to graduate high school. And my father's love never deteriorated once. All those years I was gone in prison.
Wow.
I used to celebrate my kids' birthdays. I would literally make birthday cakes in prison in the microwave. Motherfuckers don't realize I got a whole cookbook. But you could take, I'm going to give you real quick. You can take Oreos, crumble them up real quick, crumble them as small as you can. Trust me, listen to me very quickly. Go buy a pack of Oreos, crumble them as small as you can. Take a fucking rolling pin, bash them motherfuckers 100% as small as you can. Get them in pure crumbs. Take a Coca-Cola, pour in it, stir it. Just a little bit of time until it becomes like cake batter. Put it in the microwave. 9 minutes. 9 fucking minutes. Flip it upside down. That motherfucker is a chocolate cake. Fucking penitentiary cookbook, motherfuckers.
Coming up next.
All my cellies knew when my kids' birthdays was coming up because I made birthday cakes every goddamn every birthday for all my kids.
That's fire, bro.
We would literally sing happy birthday to my kids in prison.
Nice.
My kids didn't know this. And I'd bawl and fucking cry for the fucking 8 years I was in that penitentiary because a father's love is deeper than anyone can ever fucking know. Just because I wasn't there don't mean it ain't fucking real.
That's right.
Because I promise you, it ain't just a mother's love, it's a parent's love.
We'll get credit one day.
I promise you, women, when you leave a man, when a woman leaves a man, a woman breaks a man in a different perspective than when a man leaves a woman. When a man is with you and you choose to leave him, I promise you chose your happiness over the family's happiness. You chose your happiness. Men don't leave women. We stay. We suffer, we stay, we deal with the misery.
I think our goal is family. That's our like
a man's goal is family.
That's our pinnacle, like family.
And I'll always circle back.
Have everything.
If you fucking women have dealt with a fucking boy that left you, he was a boy. He wasn't fucking raised right. My mother taught me how to treat women. My father taught me why he acted the way he acted. Because my mother taught me how she wanted to be treated by my father.
Mm.
My father taught me why he left my mother.
Mm.
You understand that? Which means my mother wanted this fairy tale fucking love.
Yeah.
This fairy tale life where she could act and do what she wanted. My father taught me I did all I could until I was a broken man.
Right.
Ooh. So I tell people, like, people ask me all the time, like, why do you have resting asshole face? Because I look fucking angry all the time. Like, I'll be walking up the street, I'm like, dude, who pissed you the fuck off?
I thought it was an up north
Like,
thing.
why you look so fucking mad? And I'll literally tell people, I'm like, bro, it's just my resting asshole face. It ain't my fucking fault. God woke up that morning, had a sick sense of humor, and he said, you know what? Watch this shit.
You just out there
He
fucked
said,
up.
this motherfucker gonna look bad 24/7 till he laughs.
Right.
So, and I tell people all the time, I'm just like, yo, you don't understand, like, the resting asshole face comes from so much shit, man. It's like,
Been through a lot.
I've been through a fucking
Been through a
lot,
lot.
bro, and I carry it. I'll be honest with you. It's probably helped me be as strong as I fucking am. Goddamn, I gotta carry this. It's just heavy. Fuck.
I'm sure.
Ain't no
bro.
wonder I eat 6 times a day. Fuck, shit's heavy. Carry this fucking weight. I want to unload this shit. Like this, whew, fuck. Goddamn. It's there. So life is crazy, man. Life is crazy.
Life is crazy, OG, and man, appreciate you opening up, dog. You already know. More than anything, I can relate to a lot of the shit you saying, man, because I've also been suicidal. I've also been homeless. And to see where I am now in my life, it's like, dude, I've done a 360, a 720.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I can pat myself on the back now because looking back, it's like, yo, what I would have told that person now that I'm here where I am now, it would have just been like, yo, don't give up on yourself, because back then I was ready to. I was damn near, I was popping pills left and right. Just fucked up because I was ready to let shit go. I don't want to be here having issues with my family, my mom and father, which they are still together, by the way. I didn't grow up in a broken home. I grew up in a loving home, both parents, 2 younger sisters. I'm the oldest. But it was like, yo, since you're the oldest, I had so much weight to carry on myself because I had to be a reflection of my father. And it was like, yo, but I don't want to go that same route you want to. So why don't you just support me because I want to do this? Just try to guide me, but just support me in a way where, yo, if that's what you want to do, you graduated high school, cool. All right, cool. You want to go to a trade school? Boom, I'm behind you on that. No, my father wanted me to go to college, do a bunch of dumb shit that I didn't want to. So that reverted to kind of like a not a hate love type thing. It was more of a damn, like, yo, I'm pretty much on my own out here.
Right.
Didn't go to him for shit. So just kind of like took life on my own, and I learned a lot of lessons, man. I'm glad to be the person I am, the father and man I am today, because I would never want my kids to go through what I went through when I was their age, going through what I went through with my parents.
Right. And I look back on like my younger years of my father and my mother, and I can remember them being happy, but I can also see the moment that went away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy that, I knew as a young man, I've been a hopeless romantic my whole life. I've written over 300 poems. Bro, I have a whole book of poems. At the
Roses
house.
are red.
All fucking beautiful. And bro, and seriously, some of them will fucking make you cry. I've had some of my poems read out loud in weddings. Like I sent them to people while I was in prison,
That's hard.
and they used
That's
them
hard.
in their fucking
That's
wedding
hard.
ceremony.
Yeah,
Like I've been a hopeless romantic my whole life.
yeah.
Probably growing up fucking living in front of a TV is a
Yeah,
problem. You know,
yeah.
living outside them, but also watching TV. I've been a hopeless romantic my whole life. And I think that always is why I always lead back to my relationship issues. Like one relationship led me to be a dickhead to the next, but then I was a sweetheart to the next.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I've always been the opposite fucking guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be a fucking sweet guy, and then the next thing you know, the bitch is getting a train ran on her, and I don't even fucking know it. You know, it's like, what the fuck? I was nice. What the fuck?
I think I know who you're talking about.
I was a good guy. Why did I deserve this? You know, and you know, but thankfully, I'm at a point in my life where I think I'm fucking. You know, I might be 46 years old. Fucking old. I get it. I might be 46, but I feel 25. But mentally, I feel 105.
Mm. Wow.
I've taken a lot of knowledge from some old heads that I've met in life. From my grandfather, who I love to make jokes about and say my grandfather has told me. Because my grandfather did tell me. He said, any man that eats sour cream would definitely suck a dick. Every fucking man. So if you eat sour cream, I'm sorry, it's probably what you fucking do. Probably what or you fantasize about. It's not my fault. I don't fucking eat sour cream. It's not me. It's not me. It's my grandfather told me.
Hot dogs?
Never eat a hot dog. I met a guy one time. He was outside. It was like negative 15 degrees, right? We're all bundled up. It's fucking cold as shit. And he's shivering. Gay dude of all fucking people looked at him and said, God damn, bro, you're shaking like a fag eating a hot dog. I couldn't fucking believe it. It's the greatest fucking thing ever. First time I ever watched a gay dude literally look at a straight guy and say, dude, you're shaking like a fag eating a hot dog. Greatest fucking thing. My grandfather always told me, any man that eat a hot dog would definitely suck a dick.
That's what I said.
Definitely suck a fucking dick. It ain't my fault. I didn't say it. My grandfather said it. I'm just telling. Don't cancel me. My grandfather said it. He's dead. He died a couple years ago. It's not my fucking fault. I'm just telling you what my grandfather said. That's all I can say. It's not worth canceling me. I'm not homophobic. I've said it many times. Ice Cube said, big dicks in your ass is bad for your health.
You're wearing pink.
I'm wearing pink. Fuck, I got unicorn underwear on. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I feel 105 with some of the fucking knowledge I have because
Facts. Yeah.
I can look at a couple and tell them that they're in love and how to fix their relationship.
Wish I had you.
But when I look at myself,
it's not there.
I'm a coward and I tell myself how to run because that's all I've ever seen. I've watched people run from me.
Yeah.
I've watched me run from them.
Yeah.
I've seen family run. I don't know no better. I wasn't educated any better. Let me put it that way.
Right.
My mother, rest her soul. My mother, when she passed, she had a good husband when my mother passed. My stepfather was a good man. He's a good man. He is a good man. And I regret not reaching out to him as much as I should. He was a good man. He is a good man. I keep saying was, and that's horrible because he's still alive. He is a good man. My mother, I watched my mother. Ooh, fuck, I don't even know. Again, this is where it's real. This is where it's real. I watched my mother be miserable over my father for years. To where my mother would literally be like a miserable person to talk to on the phone because she would bash my father. Yeah. Like I would call my mom, like, hey mom, how you doing? Yeah. You know, I love you, I miss you. How's everything going? My mother would bash my father the entire phone call. And I'm like, fuck. Here we go. Fuck, man, I'm scared people want to see this and take it the wrong way. But it's real. It's real. It's life. It's real. Just understand this is real. My mother was so hurt when my father cheated on her. My mother was fucking hurt. Bro, like my mom was fucking hurt. Wow. My mom hurt for over 20 fucking years. My father's been remarried over 20 years. My mother was fucking still a miserable
Jeez.
person because of my father's infidelity. Dad, I love you. I love you. I know why you left. I know why you left my mom. And I love you. And I forgive you. And you did nothing wrong. You decided to find your happiness. My dad finally chose himself. My mother was so fucking miserable at the end. I would call my mom, and all she would do was, for the hour-long conversation, was bash my father, to the point I didn't want to call my mom anymore because all I did was defend my dad. I'd be like, Mom, I don't call to hear you talk shit about my dad.
Right.
And this is where I say I'm 105 in experience, because I ended up having to tell my mother relationship advice. This is my mother. I'm telling how to have relationship advice with her now husband.
Which is crazy.
Stop talking shit about my dad. Let it go.
Yeah.
The shit fucking happened. It's
Yeah.
done. Let it go.
And you're telling her what you're going through.
I'm trying to talk to my mom.
Right.
And all she's doing is bashing my father to me. What I can tell you right now, I've realized I do that to my kids. I will not today, but what I did in the past is I would be so heartbroken.
Yeah.
I had no one close to me that
To
I felt
vent
like
to.
opening up to.
That's what it is.
That I was so close to my kids by raising them alone.
That's who you vent to.
Here where it comes all back in a circle.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bash anyone, but I had no one to vent to.
Right.
But my kids.
Right. So you're now finding out how
all I've done is instill relationship issues into my children.
Yeah. Full
and
circle.
This is where it goes full circle.
It's crazy.
We teach our kids how to be horrible relationship people. I don't want that. I want my kids to be the happiest they can fucking humanly be.
Absolutely, bro.
Back to the gay thing, I've always said I want all my kids to be gay. Not my son, but I've always said I want my daughters to be lesbian. Just saying, it is what it is. I've always said it. I've always said it. It's less of a fucking headache. Jesus.
Hey, Ellie, if you're listening, just approved.
I love all my kids. I love my kids. My oldest daughter's married, happy. He's a good man. He takes care of my grandson. My middle daughter, she's amazing. I love you, baby. My son, he's amazing. I love you, son. My youngest daughter, baby, you're amazing. I love you. You're young. You ain't allowed to have boyfriends. I'll beat the shit out of them. I'll kick them across the field like a football. Too young. Yeah, is what it is. But, like I said, as we move forward, I've been through some crazy fucking situations to where it's been me the bad guy. It's where I've been the good guy.
Yeah.
And there's just times that in life, in a relationship, that the kids in your relationship is the most important thing. If you can't make it as a married couple or as a couple that have a kid, do what's best for the child. Staying together isn't always best for the child. You can co-parent. You're doing it. I do it right now.
Right.
I do it right now.
Right.
You can co-parent amazingly apart. Sometimes co-parenting apart is better than fucking being in a relationship. Divorce happens. I'm a fucking expert at it. 3 times.
It sucks when you're going through it. I swear to you, it sucks.
Fucking 3 times. I'm a fucking hopeless romantic. You know what I do? I want to.
Dude, I'm swiping right on Tinder. Like,
no, I don't swipe. I don't go to. I'm not Match.com. Bro, I was on Match.com when I first went to. I told you I'd come back to Match.com.
No, I used to.
Match.com should fucking hook me up.
Now.
You're in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm in a relationship.
And we talked about that. Yes, and I'm happy for you.
Thank you, brother.
Match.com. Let me tell you what. It was the best $4.11 per woman I spent. That makes me the cheapest fucking John. Is it a John?
John.
Because prostitute would be the other way.
Yeah.
The cheapest John known to man. Match.com was on sale the time I signed up when I first moved to Florida after my divorce. Because, again, the woman I'm with now, she knows all this.
Plenty of fish when you was.
Plenty of, no, I
Plenty
didn't
of
know nothing
fish?
about Plenty of Fish.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
seen an advertisement for
Okay.
Match.com.
Okay.
And whatever the deal was, I can't remember what the price was, but I broke it down. I met 17 women. I'm sorry. It broke down to $4.11 per woman. That was the cheapest filter. Cheapest filter. Cheapest pussy I ever purchased.
Filter.
$4.11 per woman.
Yeah.
And what's worse is 90% worth nurses.
Wow.
What the fuck do you nurses go through? What the fuck?
Yeah, I've heard
Trauma.
about it. Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Trauma. $4.11 per nurse.
Nurses give it
17.
up. Nurses give it
17.
up.
17.
Nurses and teachers, I feel like, are way up here.
I think maybe it's the fucking kids. The stress. $4.11 per woman. Match.com was probably the best. After December 4th, that was my divorce, December 4th, I signed up with Match.com, and it was $4.11 per woman was what the mathematics skill was, broken down between 17 women. $4.11.
That's crazy.
And yeah. But again, the crazy thing about relationships is the stigma.
Yeah.
There's stigmas in relationships. Well, here's what's crazy. Where I'm from in West Virginia, nobody really gives a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a huge populated state.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people just date whoever, right?
Right.
I moved to Florida, and I literally had women that wouldn't date me because I was white. They were attracted to me, wanted to date me, but would not because I was white. Because people around them would say something.
Wow.
Imagine, and again, I have to say imagine that because it's fucking weird to me to say that out loud.
Until I moved to
There
Florida.
was a couple women that I was really, after my divorce, into.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, I'm like, hey, like, I'd really like to pursue a greater relationship outside of just sex on the fucking weekends. And they literally told me, listen, I'd love to, but I don't know how I'd tell people I'm dating a white man. That shit was fucking insane to me. That shit right there, that fucked me up just as much as my divorce. Because my divorce wasn't my fault.
Right.
Now it's like, because I'm fucking white? Like, what the fuck? I have dealt with more reverse racism than I can even fucking imagine. Literally, there was women that wanted to pursue a fucking relationship with me that openly told me, I can't because you're white, and I don't know what to tell my people around me.
Fucking crazy, bro.
And you talk about heartbreaking. How do you recover from that statement? You can't. And that's literally what happened. That was a life lesson for Match.com for me. How many women were stigmatized by dating white women, by dating white men in Florida? Spanish women, black women. There was so many women that I had met on Match.com that I was like, okay, you know what? My wife left me. It is what it is. She fucking moved on, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to put myself out there. And boom, literally met them, dated them, went out, had great conversations, thought something could happen. You're white.
But why though? Why does that have to come into
I have no
play?
fucking clue when that comes to play, but it did. It came to play a lot. Came to play more times than I can fucking care to announce. Not all from Match.com, but just in general. And it really fucked with me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, are you serious? This is like reality. Like people are still living in this fucking world? Fucking world are we in? This was in 2018.
Yeah.
Because I got divorced in 2017. So in 2018 I started dating.
Yeah.
Because I didn't put myself out there until after the divorce.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I refused to put myself out there until after my divorce.
I would have never thought I heard that. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like you saying that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I met a Spanish girl, and she catfished the shit out of me. She literally posted a picture of herself as a black woman. Oh, the fuck blew my mind. But she did it because of work or whatever. And we started talking. And then one day she was like, "Hey, I'm really not black." I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh shit, it's a dude. I'm about to kill somebody." And then she sent me the fucking picture. And I'm like, "Well, why'd you hide this stuff? You're actually more attractive as a Spanish woman than you were the black woman. What the fuck are you doing?" And then we went back and forth, and she was like, "I was just hiding myself because of work." I'm like, "How did you plan on explaining this on, like, what the fuck?" So it fucked me up. And then she was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "But listen, I'm really into you. I really think you're attractive. I really love to go out with you, but you're white." That shit fucking felt like a ton of center blocks hitting me from across the
That
room.
makes no sense, though. Like,
I
what
said,
is it? Why
I said,
does that even?
"What did you say?"
Like, yeah.
She said, "You're white." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" She said, "I've only dated Spanish and black dudes." And I'm like,
Okay.
so I'm like, okay. So the first thought I had was, all right, when I fuck this bitch, I got the weight of every white man on my shoulders. The whole white man in the world is on my shoulders. Yeah, it's the whole ethnic group. I got to show that it's not tiny and pink. It does not roll out like lipstick. It doesn't just screw out and come this far. It's real. It's not bullshit. And that really happened to me. That right there traumatized me.
Yeah.
Again, back to what I said, how everything circles around.
Mm-hmm.
I can't carry things into the future,
Right.
but people will stigmatize you.
Right.
People stigmatize
Right.
you, you know?
Right.
That's life.
For sure.
But yeah, it's wild as shit. So, with that being said, I appreciate you being here today.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, big dog.
Glad you're here. I'm glad I was able to unload a little bit.
Thank you.
Sorry, I got misty-eyed. It is what it is. We had a great time.
Shit happens, man.
So, what I'd like to say to everybody today is shit happens, man. Life comes, life goes. Just because you're in a bad situation in life, the woman you love, the man you love has decided to leave. Tomorrow needs you. Tomorrow fucking needs you. Someone in your life needs you. You need you. Tomorrow needs you. You will meet someone that needs your interaction. Do not give up. Do not let go. No matter what you're going through, I promise you, the sun will brighten. It will come closer. You are the spark. You are the light in the darkness. Love yourself, and love will find you. With that being said, y'all take care.